Welcome to another episode of A Modded World Fallout 4 Edition. Now, have you ever wanted an in-game shotgun? Have you ever wanted a triple barrel shotgun? Have you ever wanted more shotguns in your game because Bethesda got lazy and didn't add enough of them? Well, if you answered yes to any of those questions, I have the perfect mod for you. I would like to introduce the Trinity shotgun by Newer Mine 43 and Captain Ultima. They created not a single barrel, not a double barrel, but a triple barrel sawed-off shotgun, which can be found deep in the bowels of Trinity Church. This location is northeast of Diamond City. Just beware though, this area is riddled with super mutants and raiders, so you might want to prepare yourself for a fight if you're going to venture out to get this weapon. Once you have acquired this weapon, you will notice the stats are not that bad. The gun will have a base stats of damage of 95, DPS of 343, fire rate of 36, the range of 47, and an accuracy of 23. Now these are far from in-game stats. That would be correct if you're thinking that. These stats are set this way because this weapon was created with mid to in-game in mind. You will have to customize the weapon if you want that in-game superb damage. In just our luck, these authors gave us a good amount of mods to customize this weapon with. Now don't get ahead of yourself. Most of these mods are not cosmetic mods, which means this weapon is pretty much going to look the same untouched after modding. But that's not a bad thing since there's only one of these in the Commonwealth. Now let's start talking about the barrel selection. Outside of the standard barrel selection, you have three others to choose from. First barrel is the boomstick, which increases the base damage by 15 and the DPS by 54. Also, bullets explode on impact, giving an extra 15 points of AoE damage. The next is the converter. This will increase your base damage by 835.4, but decrease your DPS by 90, and your fire rate by 33. The last barrel is the long barrel. Now, the long barrel will change very little to base damage. It's mainly going to increase the range and recoil aspect of the gun. My favorite out of all these barrels is the boomstick, mainly because of the AoE damage, because I have potato aim. With the barrels out of the way, the only thing left to talk about is the receivers. You'll have 8 receivers outside of the standard one, which gives you the base stats. The next one is the light frame, which will decrease your damage by 8.3 and your DPS by 30.5. After that is the heavy frame, which will increase your damage by 8.4 and increase your DPS by 30.5. The calibrated will not do anything to your base damage or DPS. The hardened will increase your damage by 23 and your DPS by 83.9. The hair trigger will mainly increase your DPS, which is by 1,374.5. Powerful will add a base damage of 46.2 and a DPS increase of 168 from base stats. Now the advanced receiver is where it's at. Getting this is what makes it that in-game weapon. You will get a base damage increase of 69.2, but wait, here's the kicker. The DPS is increased by 2,634.5, and that fire rate goes up by 145. Now if you mix that receiver with the boomstick barrel, you have a beast that cannot be tamed. With all the stats and everything out of the way, now let's start talking about my experience with this weapon. I simply like this weapon. It feels good compared to all the other shotguns in the game. Are clunky, long, big, overweight, and just does not give me enough power. These authors make this sawed-off shotgun feel like a shotgun should feel like, which is powerful. But not only that, they make this weapon look beautiful. Textures are definitely top of the line. They even put some engraving in the weapon to make it stand out from all the weapons in the game, as well as mods that are on the Nexus. Overall, this weapon just looks super sexy. It's a powerful weapon, and you have a decent amount of customizations. And on top of that, it's the only one in the Commonwealth, so you will not run across raiders or bosses with this powerful weapon. But there is a drawback to this weapon though. For me, it seems that I came across a small little bug when it came with the scopes. The scopes would not move with the barrel during the reload animations. You will notice it in the videos if you were paying attention. It just seems that the reload for the weapon was smooth and everything went fine but the scope of the weapon. It just stood in one place while the reload animation was going. Outside of that, this weapon was perfectly fine. I liked it, I adored it, and due to the fact that I always use a shotgun in this game no matter what playthrough I'm playing with, this felt my need. So I'm definitely giving it a thumbs up, and it's going into my load order. If you guys like what you see, make sure you click that link in the description of the mod, go follow their page, go give them endorsement and download their mod and have some fun.